The Forbidden City, or in Chinese, Gugong Gugong, meaning former palace, was the palatial heart of China. It is an imperial palace complex of the Ming and Qing dynasties, spanning from 1368 to 1912, located in Beijing, China. As one of the 5 most important palaces in the world, the grand halls and walls proudly display the essence and culmination of traditional Chinese architecture, fitting for the capital city of the world's largest nation. What are some interesting facts about the Forbidden City? Well, it's the world's largest imperial palace, over 3 times larger than the Louvre Palace in France. It has some of the largest and best-preserved ancient wooden structures in the world. The Forbidden City took 14 years to build, from 1406 to 1420, and was constructed by over 1 million workers, including more than 100,000 craftsmen. It was the imperial palace of China for 492 years, from 1420 to 1912, and was the home of 24 emperors, 14 of the Ming dynasty and 10 of the Qing dynasty. The Palace Museum in the Forbidden City is one of the world's largest cultural museums, hosting 14 million visitors per year. Exotic buildings? Yes, there are European and Arabic-style buildings in the Forbidden City. No trees. There are no trees in the outer court because emperors thought they would overshadow or disrupt the majesty of the atmosphere. No birds? Birds cannot land on the palace roofs, which have a special design so as to retain the cleanliness and magnificence of the Forbidden City. Cold palaces? The palaces where concubines or princes who made mistakes and lost the favor of the emperor lived were called the cold palaces. 9,999.5 rooms. Legend has it that the Forbidden City was redesigned to have 9,999.5 rooms. Half a room is missing to avoid upsetting the god of heaven, who was believed to have 10,000 rooms in his heavenly palace. Higher status palaces in the Forbidden City had more complex patterns of doors and windows. Fakes! The Palace Museum also deliberately exhibits some fakes. These forgeries are very similar to the originals and are no less valuable. The emperor's routine in the Forbidden City was very regular. They usually got up at 4 a.m. and went to bed at 8 p.m. Why is it called the Forbidden City? The English name Forbidden City is a translation of the Chinese name Zijincheng, which means Purple Forbidden City. In ancient times, the emperor was said to be a son of heaven, and therefore heaven's supreme power was bestowed upon him. The emperor's residence was built leading north, as an earthly foil to the heavenly Purple Palace, which is the North Star, thought to be home to the celestial emperor. Considered a divine place, it was certainly forbidden to ordinary people, and that is why the Forbidden City is so named. Now in China, it is usually called the Former Palace, or Gugong. Forbidden City history. The Forbidden City is now 605 years old. It was built from 1406 to 1420 on the orders of Zhu Di, Ming Dynasty Emperor Yongle, who reigned from 1402 to 1424. Emperor Yongle was the 3rd emperor of the Ming Dynasty. He seized the throne from his nephew. In order to consolidate his imperial power and protect his own security, he decided to move the capital from Nanjing to Beijing, which was his fief. Thus, Emperor Yongle ordered Kuai Xiang to design the Forbidden City in Beijing. The Forbidden City experienced 3 fires, and so most of the present palaces were rebuilt during the Qing dynasty. During the Second Opium War, from 1856 to 1860, the Forbidden City was controlled by Anglo-French forces and occupied until the end of the war. Puyi, the last emperor, lived in the Forbidden City until he was expelled in 1924. After that, the Palace Museum in the Forbidden City was established and was open to the public. Layout and defense. The layout of the Forbidden City. The Forbidden City covers an area of about 72 hectares, which is about 180 acres, with a total floor space of approximately 150,000 square meters, or about 1,600,000 square feet. The Forbidden City falls into 3 parts: the defenses, which include the moat and wall, the outer court, and the inner court. Forbidden City gates and walls. For defense. For security, the Forbidden City is enclosed by a 10-meter-high defensive wall, which has a circumference of 3,430 meters. At each corner of the Forbidden City, there stands a magnificent watchtower which was heavily guarded. The Meridian Gate, or Wumen in Chinese, is the main gate of the Forbidden City. It had 3 openings. Only the emperor could go through the middle one. It was the place where the emperor issued imperial edicts and battle orders. The Meridian Gate is the entrance for Forbidden City visits. Visitors need to pass through Tiananmen, also known as the Gate of Heavenly Peace, to reach the Meridian Gate. The Outer Court. The Outer Court, used for ceremonial purposes. The Outer Court has 3 main buildings where emperors attended grand ceremonies. In the Ming Dynasty era, emperors would hold court in the Hall of Supreme Harmony to conduct state affairs. The first hall waiting for you is the Hall of Supreme Harmony, the most important and largest structure in the Forbidden City. The Emperor's Dragon Throne is in this hall. In the Qing Dynasty, it was mainly used for ceremonial purposes, such as coronations, investitures, and imperial weddings. The second hall, behind the Hall of Supreme Harmony, is the Hall of Central Harmony, the resting place of the emperor before presiding over grand events held in the Hall of Supreme Harmony. Emperors would rehearse their speeches and presentations here before departing to the Temple of Heaven for the sacrifice rites. The last hall is the Hall of Preserving Harmony, used for banquets and later for imperial examinations. There are a couple of side gardens with interesting halls to explore. The Inner Court, residence of the emperor and his family. In the Qing Dynasty, the emperors lived and worked mostly in the Inner Court. Go straight, and you will see another gate, called the Gate of Heavenly Purity, or Qianqingmen. This is the main gateway to the Inner Living Court. The Inner Court has 3 main structures at the northern rear of the Forbidden City. The first structure inside the Inner Court is the Palace of Heavenly Purity, or Qianqinggong. Before Emperor Yongzheng, who reigned from 1722 to 1735, it was the residence of the emperor. Later, it became the emperor's audience hall. The second structure behind it is the Palace of Union and Peace, or Zhaotaidian, where the imperial seals were stored. The third hall is the Hall of Terrestrial Tranquility, or Kuninggong. In the Ming Dynasty, it was the residence of the empress. In the Qing Dynasty, it became a shamanist worship place. It was also used on the emperor's wedding night. Other important structures include the Mental Cultivation Hall, or Yangshindian. From the time of the 3rd Qing Emperor Yongzheng, all the remaining Qing emperors, 8 in total, resided in this hall. 6 eastern palaces and 6 western palaces on either side of the 3 main structures were the residences of the imperial concubines. It was also where many Qing emperors were born and raised. The imperial garden is behind the Palace of Earthly Tranquility. It was a place for the emperor's family to relax and visit. The garden offers an aesthetic change, from the crimson and gray building complex to a colorful and luxuriant atmosphere. Forbidden City architecture. The Forbidden City is outstanding not only because of its magnitude, but also for its unique architectural design. Here are 5 key features. 1. Axial symmetry and south-north orientation. To represent the supreme power of the emperor, given from heaven, and the place where he lived being the center of the world, all the important gates and halls of the Forbidden City were arranged symmetrically on the north-south central axis of Old Beijing. Heaven was thought to be Polaris, the North Star, the only seemingly stationary star in the northern sky, and the Forbidden City's layout points its visitors straight at heaven. The Forbidden City is the largest and most complete complex of ancient wooden structures in the world. The main frames of all buildings were built with high-quality wooden beams and columns, including whole trunks of precious Phoebe Genin wood from the jungles of southwest China. Forbidden City carpenters used interlocking mortise and tenon joints to build its great palace buildings harmoniously, without nails. Nails were considered violent and inharmonious. The yellow and red color scheme. The main colors of the Forbidden City are yellow and red. The walls, pillars, doors, and windows were mostly painted in red, which is regarded as a symbol of good fortune and happiness in Chinese culture. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, yellow was a symbol of supreme power and only used by the imperial family. If you climb up to the top of Scenery Hill in Jingshan Park and overlook the Forbidden City, you will see an expanse of yellow glazed tile roofs. Mystical animal statuettes on the roofs. There is a row of mystical animal statuettes placed along the ridgeline of halls that were only for official use. The animals, like dragons, phoenixes, and lions, have powerful meanings in Chinese culture. The Hall of Supreme Harmony has 10 roof ridge statuettes, left to right, Series 10, unique to this roof, an anti-thunder monkey god, dragon, phoenix, lion, seahorse, heavenly steed, a fish dragon, a heitai, sheep-like dragon, a lion-like dragon, and a bull-like dragon. The number of animals is different based on the importance of the buildings. You can see 10 animals on the Hall of Supreme Harmony, the most important structure in the Forbidden City, and 7 on the Palace of Earthly Tranquility, the residence of the Empress. Stone and bronze lions. In Chinese culture, the lion is the king of the animals and is regarded as a symbol of power and strength. Stone and bronze lions are popular as symbolic guardians and can be seen beside the gates of many Forbidden City palace compounds. The lions are always in pairs, with the female lion on the left and the male on the right. Forbidden City collections. The Palace Museum in the Forbidden City holds more than 1 million rare and valuable works of art, a sixth of the total number of cultural relics in China. The collection includes ceramics, paintings, calligraphy, bronzes, timepieces, jade pieces, ancient books, and historical documents. Some of the valuable collections include the Tomb Sweeping Day Riverside painting, a priceless treasure that stands out in the history of Chinese painting. The more than 500 figures in the painting each wear different styles of dress and are involved in different economic activities. The Eternal Territorial Integrity Gold Cup, the greatest treasure of the Forbidden City. It was used by emperors of the Qing dynasty. Langkiln red glazed vase, a rare red glazed porcelain vessel of extraordinary craftsmanship. The Forbidden City is a treasure trove of history and culture, offering a glimpse into China's rich heritage. If you enjoyed this journey through its collections, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights and updates. Thank you for watching.